Hello, Oliano Dasi for another video. Today we are going to talk about a very different kind of topic because I have so many people that I'm coaching that ask me the same question, and other from the tech community who ask me, what is the best time to specialize yourself? Is it better to specialize yourself early in your tech career or delay your specialization? So this is the topic we are going to cover right now. Without further ado, let's try to talk about this by breaking the video into three main parts. So let's talk about the early specialization, delay specialization, and especially trying to find a balance between the two. I recently wrote an article actually accessible on numericaideas community blog with the title very similar to the one of this video. It's simply choosing the right specialization timing for your tech career sooner or later. So this video is just going to be a kind of summary of that article that I wrote a few days ago. What are the advantages of trying to specialize yourself sooner in your career? So people who specialize themselves sooner in their tech career often have this advantage of trying to be an expert very quick, because just imagine if you try to specialize yourself in artificial intelligence. This is just an example, and you do it for something like 5 years, and you have only done this during the 5 preceding years. For sure you are going to have a very great profile in the artificial intelligence landscape, which is kind of normal because you have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in the field. So there are some topic in which you are surely going to have a very deep recommendation, and other people who didn't follow the path of early specialization are never forcibly going to have some great opinion on some specific topic compared to you. So that is the advantage. You are going to specialize yourself sooner in your career. Another great reason to specialize yourself sooner could be the innovation. It is not the secret that people who tend to go deeper in a specific field are most of the time in the front line when we talk about innovation in certain domains. So if you have a generic profile, I'm not sure you can create, I don't know, the next CPU innovation that we will see during the following years. Maybe you can be part of that innovation part, but sometimes people who have gone deeper in a specific field, we have more eyes to know what is the next step in a specific domain. So you don't have to neglect this, and especially if it's come from a passion, it is a good way for you to actually press that button and go to follow that specialization path. Now what about the late specialization? It is a good idea to specialize yourself sooner, but for some other reason, you can decide to specialize yourself later in your tech career. If it is the case, it also comes with so many advantages that you can think of. I don't know, even if it is before starting your tech career or during the way. For me, the most important stuff actually for people who specialize themselves later in their tech career is their flexibility or the versatility of their tech profile. Because since they have seen so many technologies in a specific domain, they have interacted with so many people who talk different languages. Sometimes they have that advantage of being able to connect the dots. By connecting the dot over here, I mean for generalists, it is more easier for them to work, maybe, I don't know, in a team or in a project that has so many different areas, and they are surely going to keep up because they used to train their profile to work in different settings and to have so many different parameters from different type in the same project. So for me, it is an advantage. You don't have to neglect this, because being flexible, especially in this tech career which change often and often, it is a great way for you to succeed. You don't have to neglect that. If we take another example for you to illustrate this, I'm not sure that for two profiles, one is very specialized, let's say someone who is a very expert of Amazon Web Services technologies, has a solution architect, and someone who is a generalist and he's using, maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 cloud providers at the same time daily, and he has some kind of a multi cloud setup when he designs software architecture or solution architecture call it whatever you want. For me, I'm very sure that the person who has a very holistic view is going to have a very different solution than one person who is very specialized with a very specific cloud provider or a very specific programming language. What I have noticed since the beginning of my tech career is that in the settings that I have been into, I'm talking about my own experience, I have often seen a generalist solution architect or generalist people leading tech project, but for sure they know they can't deliver the project themselves. They surely need specialists and other experts on different domains to succeed to deliver the project. So just to mean that sometimes I don't know if it is made on purpose, some companies prefer to give some high leadership position to people with very generalist view, because they know they are going to connect the dot in order to make so many specialists, so many experts, so many beginners, senior people in some technologies in order to work together to deliver a great solution. Right now that the tech market is very sensible, maybe it's a good option for you as well to be very generalist, because just imagine if right now with the AI is no more quite popular, it is no more the hip subject right now, so you are surely going to struggle in order to switch your career because you have been into AI for 5 years. If it is a generalist, he's surely going to switch his tech career more easily because he has been doing some generalist stuff for the last 5 years. It's not an issue for him to switch entirely the industry, to change the programming languages that he is using daily in order to use something else and still continue to deliver. So it is an advantage also for companies to recruit generalists and for generalists to kind of follow this career path. And now what about the balance? So for me, it is not about choosing to specialize on node, but nowadays that things change quite frequently. Me, I recommend to find the right balance between specialize yourself sooner or later. Instead of having to make a choice, you can try to decide depending on the market. You can take a look at what is being listed online when you try to look for some job post or some companies that you are following. You see if the skills that you have right now are still relevant for the market. If it is not, you can try to adjust yourself depending on that, or you can specialize yourself, because it is always good to be known for something or for a few things, but still don't forget that it is a good option to be flexible somehow, because in some other context you are surely going to be more dynamic, more flexible, instead of trying to stick on something very specific. So I don't have any problem with specialists, because even myself, I have some topic that I'm trying to specialize myself in right now. I like cloud migration, security, and integration, software integration in general. So that is what I wanted to say, but don't forget that sometimes taking that decision could depend on your personal preference. I have been asked that question recently by someone else, and I said to the person, you can decide to take the generalist path because it matches with your personality. For me, for example, it is the case. I'm very flexible because it matches with my personality. So sometimes I kind of feel a little bit annoying when I do the same thing over and over during so many months and years. I tend to have to switch to do something very different. So for me, it is a good thing because it matches with me, but maybe for you it's going to be a little bit trickier. So you have to assess your own personality to see if it is something that is very good for you. And if it is the case, you don't have to limit yourself. Try to learn as many things that you like, but for sure still keep your eyes on the market. So that is what I wanted to say today about early or delayed specialization. Let me know in the comment what you think about it. Bye for now. The most important action you can take right away to support us are to subscribe to our YouTube channel to be kept posted of new videos, or register to our newsletter to be amongst the first to read our technical pieces, and join our Discord server to interact with like-minded people.